that you, Gabby Otchere Darko, is said to be the arranger. You are in the middle there and you juggle these things about. When you see the president often, what do you tell him? Does it come out? Do you tell him there's opportunity here? Can we take Ojo Menu, Yamasa's son, who's just come from Cambridge? Is that your role?
I think the situation I face is not new to a lot of people in our country, where if you are privileged, so to speak, in a sense, you are seen as better than other members that you are associated with, whether in your community or your family, extended family, people will want to look, or even your party, people will want to look up to you to give whatever support that you can. That is the community that we live in. But I think, you know, the family and friends thing. Now, first of all, I don't think anybody expects a president to appoint his enemies. So that's the friends aspect dealt with. But you just hit it on there. It looks like every government, there have been some members of my family in every government.
Some members of your family?
My family.
In every government?
Yes, from, you know, my maternal granddad, Akufo-Addo first, was prolific in terms of his reproductive prowess.
Prowess?
What should I say?
Okay.
I'm trying to find a nice way of putting it.
He had many children?
Yes, yes. I think about 108 or so. And what he did was, he also invested in their education. Indeed, we have his diaries where he used to, all the children, he has their exams results and he will mark it. So he was particular about education. And if you remember, he was the first traditional leader to build a secondary school, Abuakwa State College.
Yeah.
You know, so he was particular about education. So even when the struggle for independence came, his children were, and his own younger brother, JB Duncans, were very much part of it. Of course, he educated JB Duncans to do his PhD in London. You know, so he was very much interested in education. He had so many children, and he educated them. Okay, even in Nkrumah's government, which my family by and large opposed, when Nkrumah was being brought to Ghana, was coming to Ghana, to pick him up from the port, it was one of my uncles, because it was JB Duncans' driver. So not all of them were educated somewhere. Okay, all right. So they've been part of the struggle, very much so. And like I said, me, I don't see myself as a politician, but it's in my DNA. So I felt that I had a responsibility, and I still feel that I have a responsibility to see how the role, however little that I can play, to help realize the dreams of our forefathers, and not just my family members, you know, the Pagrams and all of them, you know. So I think that's where you have to look at it from that point of view, because in Nkrumah's cabinet, you had uncles as ministers.
Amoakwata was a finance minister, wasn't he?
Yes, Amoakwata was a finance minister. One time deputy governor of the Bank of
There's
Ghana.
an Aaron Oforiatta. What was he?
He was one time speaker. He was also minister for local government.
So not all JB Duncans' family members were UG. Some were CPP.
Well, obviously.
That's interesting.
Obviously. But I'm saying that there's so many of us.
Okay.
Okay? And in Buzia's government, I mean, of course, William Oforiatta was Minister for Foreign Affairs, one time Minister for Education. Ken's father was Deputy Minister of Finance at the age of 32, I believe.
Jones.
Yes, Joseph Oforiatta, Dr. Joseph Oforiatta. And of course, their own brother-in-law was the president and the assistant of the first lady. So they've been part of it. Even if you go to even in Rawlins's government, we have some family members in there.
Who was there?
Including Oreku Amufa.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
he was one-time member of parliament for Achime Boakwa.
Absolutely, yeah. It was then Abuakwa, yes.
Abuakwa, yes.
They were. It was all.
In '92,
one.
yeah.
Absolutely. You know, so we are part of the. We are politically minded.
But it's certainly more pronounced under Akufo-Addo's government, isn't it?
What is more pronounced?
The representation of the family.
No, we've been there.
Yeah, but the representation of the family is pronounced in
Name them.
Secretary to the President, Asante Bedietu, is a cousin.
He's not a cousin.
He's a relative.
Yes, he's
of sorts. Okay.
Yeah,
Finance Ministers, Ken Ofori-Atta is there, and
so, yeah.
then there are the others. NDC have a list. There are many.
Mention them. They add people who are not even family members.
Okay.
They add Gloria Akufo.
Yeah, Gloria Akufo is mentioned here. Sophia Akufo is also mentioned.
They are not family members.
Of the president.
They are not.
Not Ofori-Atta, but of the president.
But if you want to stretch it, then everybody from Akropong is related to the president, including the late Akufo who died. You know, the general.
The general.
You know, but they are not. I mean, you can stretch it because at the end of the day, even from it was a relative of ours who went to set up the Akropong for Ikuma and for a penny. Yeah. You know, so you can stretch it and say that we're all related in some way. Amakwata, the Rose Minister, he's not related to us in any way. But he's counted. He's counted as one of the cousins. He's not related to us.
He's from
he's Etiwa.
Etiwa.
Yes, my mother is from that area as well. Yeah. My mother's mother is from that area as well. You know, so, but my point is, are you going to say that a person like Ken Ofori-Atta, who resigned from a bank that he has set up, to devote the rest of his life to the MPP and his money, his resources, okay? He doesn't deserve to be a cabinet minister? Would you say that even Gabby, the work that I've done for the MPP, it would be strange if I was a minister? I'm asking this question.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be.
I'm asking this question.
It wouldn't be. You're saying that opportunity should not be denied because you're a member of the president's family. That's the point you're making.
I'm really, and you know, if you're going to.
But you see, if Ken Ofori-Atta is finance minister and there's a problem, what you have then is that he's a family member. It's probably difficult for the president to crack the whip on the Ken Ofori-Atta.
You have friends in cabinet.
Yes, I do.
Ask them how the president treats Otchere and Ken Ofori-Atta. And Otchere is actually a distant. Otchere's grandmother was our grandfather's niece.
Okay.
Okay?
So it's a distant relative.
Yes.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is because of the relationship, because of the family relationship.
Yeah, but my point is, go and ask your friends who are cabinet ministers how the president treats Ken Ofori-Atta or Otchere at meetings. You know, so really, it's because I know the person's value, okay? And you are talking about a finance minister of integrity.
Yeah, you are saying
I can vouch for Ken any day.
Yeah, the president.
A man of integrity, a man who has tremendous respect across the globe in terms of the international market and the rest of it, who has built something.
Yes.
Okay?
Definitely built something.
Yes. Who has devoted his resources, energy, and everything to this party, and to the Ghana project, and to the Akufo-Addo project, because it's his cousin.
If he's his cousin, you are assuring us that the president is beyond that he's beyond family emotional thought that prevents him or could prevent him from cracking the whip on a family member. You're assuring us that the president is beyond that.
Cite me an example.
I'm just saying, we don't know what happens in there, but I'm just saying that if there's a way in which Ken Ofori-Atta has to be shifted, or if Gabby Otchere Darko has to be
shifted to government.
Shifted away from Ministry of Finance to Ministry of Energy, or something has a decision.
Rephrase it, Gabby Otchere Darko.
Yeah, or a Gabby Otchere Darko has to be shifted, or for some difficulty.
Paul Adom-Otchere has to be
yes, Paul Adom-Otchere has to be shifted and shifted again. Yeah. The president must crack at the whip because he's president. He has the final authority.
But let me tell you,
the Constitution gives him the authority. He has to be able to crack the whip.
Yeah.
Would he be able to crack the whip on family members? There are some people who can. Others cannot. And I'm asking you that, are you giving the assurance that what you know of President Akufo-Addo, he is able to crack the whip in these circumstances?
I would say so, based on what I know.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you that, name me an instance where you would say that he was supposed to crack the whip on a friend, a family member, or someone he's close to in government. I mean, they say his friend, his very good friend is Big T. the Minister for Agric.
Yes.
Is he not delivering?
Yeah, he is. He's delivering. Agric is doing excellent.
Okay.
Planting for food and jobs is doing
that
excellent.
Ken is not delivering at finance?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know, have expertise in finance.
You don't have expertise?
Yeah, but I've seen planting for food and jobs.
You've seen planting for food
but
jobs.
Ken has a profile that fits the job.
Yeah, but
by any stretch of the
my
imagination.
whole point is that you've had a situation, look, where we've stabilized, because it's not necessarily the Minister for Finance.
But even the EIU report says, whilst it says that President Akufo-Addo
well.
Yeah, it says the macro is okay, but the campaign promises have not been delivered.
What does it say? It talks about 1D, 1F.
Yeah, it talks about 1D, 1F.
But
has that happened?
But look,
has the 1D, 1F happened?
I will give you examples that I know.
Yeah.
As we speak, all right, Exim Bank alone, okay, has pushed in, I believe, close to 900 million.
In one district, one factory?
I don't know how much of that. One district, one factory, I think it's about 456, about 460 million, has gone into 84, okay, projects that are ongoing at various stages of completion. Of course, we all like the energy vision that Kwame Nkrumah, our first leader, brought into the industrialization project. But how many even factories was he able to complete in 9 years?
How many do you know?
I believe it was under about 46 or so.
Well, we had 10 regions at the time, or maybe 9 regions at the time.
It doesn't matter.
A population of 5 million.
But, no, I'm just saying, in 9 years.
In 9 years, yeah.
Okay? So within 2.5 years, at least, I'm just talking about Exim. I'm not talking about any other projects, because other projects are ongoing. 84 projects are ongoing at various stages.
So that if they all get completed, we'll have 84 factories.
And maybe more, because there are others that.
But can we see one? Can we feel or see 1, 2, 3 that have really employed people that is working?
No, but how long does it take to build? And a lot of these factories are also sort of agro-based. Okay, so it means that you must ensure, unlike the Commander factory, you must ensure that you have the supplies where you are getting. Is it pineapples or whatever, where you're getting them from?
So are we going to see some of these factories before 2020?
I believe so.
Before the election 2020?
From what I have seen, from what I know.
One village, one dam, is that also happening?
Do you know how many are actually under construction?
No.
In terms of the contracts that they've given and those that they're working on, it's about 570.